This is the most important day of the 2025 year. I'm not being hyperbolic. The Seahawks have to find a way to come out on top despite being the underdogs against the LA Rams tonight in Lumen Field. We need this victory, Seahawk fans, for a multitude of different reasons. I'm going to go into what the key injuries are, key matchups to look at, who are going to be my Seahawks to watch in this matchup, and of course, I'm giving you my final score prediction before the Seahawks take on the Los Angeles Rams in Week 16 of the 2025 NFL season on Thursday Night Football. Now, let's get into the video. I am Will Ortner. This is Seahawks Today, and if you're tuning in, you love the Seattle Seahawks, so you want to come in and like the video because you want the Seahawks to beat the Rams. Don't jinx us. Don't jinx it. Don't look back on Friday and wonder why we didn't get the job done. We have a job as fans of this team, and that's to hit that thumbs up button. Now, let's dive into why this game means so much. As we look at the NFC playoff picture as it stands right now, the LA Rams are the number one team in the NFC, but right behind them are our Seattle Seahawks, a half game back. The only reason the Seahawks are back are because of that first matchup where the Rams came away with the head-to-head victory. If the Seahawks win this game, and I can't reiterate it enough, if the Seahawks win this game, we are in the playoffs. But more importantly than being in the playoffs for the Seahawks is it gives the Seahawks the opportunity to control their own destiny. Seattle wins out. They beat the Rams. They beat the Panthers. They beat the 49ers. We will be the number one team in the NFC, and we will host every single game over at Lumen Field. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that every time that we have gone to the Super Bowl, we have been that number one seed in the NFC. We dominate at home. And I understand that it was shaky under Mike Macdonald at the beginning, but he's starting to figure out how to win games at home as the Seahawks head coach, and I believe that this can be done. A win doesn't just lock us into the playoffs. It locks us into that number one seed and gives us an opportunity to really go out and become that Super Bowl contending team that we really think that we can be. Now, I want to dive into some key injuries for the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Charles Cross, Davante Adams, and Braden Fisk all have had injury issues this week. Davante Adams, Charles Cross are obviously the big two talking points that we have had here on the channel. Davante Adams dealing with a hamstring injury, and Charles Cross as well. Charles Cross ended up doing the splits. Davante Adams, he was running, was a non-contact hamstring injury. Now, all three of these guys have missed practice at some point this week. All three of these guys would be a huge loss for their respective teams. At some point, in some way, all three of these players have been massive additions for their teams and been massive impact players for their teams this season. Now, I do want to ask you, though, which injury is the worst injury for their team, a.k.a. which one is going to affect their team the most? If you think it's Charles Cross, type CC down below in the comment section. If you think it's Davante Adams, type DA down in the comment section. And if you think it's Braden Fisk, you can type BF down in the comment section. Whichever one would be unable to go, that would be the most impactful, is the one that you should type down below. I'd be typing my CCs personally. Now, the matchup to watch in this game, it's Sam Darnold. We got to figure out if Sam Darnold can fix his Shula problem. Is Sam Darnold going to be able to finally have a good game against this Rams defense? He struggled against the Rams defense again when he was in Minnesota last year. He struggled the last time the Seahawks played the Rams. Can he finally take that next step and show everyone and silence some haters that he is better than what people give him credit for? Now, when you look at the Week 11 performance against the Rams this season, the passing stats are good at the top. His completion percentage isn't terrible. His yards, he almost threw for 300 yards. the number where that comes back to bite you is that interception number. 4 interceptions is absolutely unacceptable. And they set up multiple scoring drives for Matt Stafford and that Rams offense in the last matchup. Sam Darnold cannot have that many turnovers against the Rams this week. And Sam Darnold can silence a lot of critics tonight. Namely, one Jeremy Chuggs, who's been giving it to me all week long, making fun of me, saying that the Sam Darnold-led Seahawks are not going to be contenders in the Seahawks. They are pretenders. Sam can shut Chuggs up by just going out and having a good performance. He can ease a lot of our nerves as Seahawk fans because he can show us that he can be a Super Bowl champion type of quarterback. We all believe that. At least I do. I think that Sam can get the job done, but he's going to have to prove it, and he can prove it tonight. Now, let's get into my Seahawks that we all need to watch, that we need to have big performances. Sam's not going to jump onto that list. Why? Because I already told you, and everybody knows that he's the number 1. So I'll go 2 through 6 the rest of the way. My first Hawk to watch, Jaxon Smith-Njigba. We need wide receiver 1. We need the number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League to play lights out in this matchup. He needs to take a gigantic step forward for this ball club, not because he hasn't taken a big step forward for this ball club this year, but because we need him to have an all-time performance. He's been fantastic this year, almost 100 receptions. He's already broke the franchise record for most yards in a single season, and he's going to get into that double-digit touchdown number. JSN has to show up in the biggest moments. Doug Baldwin was great at this for the Seahawks. When we needed our best receiver to show up, Doug Baldwin always made the big catch. He always got the Seahawks in the red zone. He always got the Seahawks in the end zone. I believe that JSN can really ascend to being a clutch performer for the Seahawks tonight. He can do it. We need him. Now we also need Kenneth Walker. He's got to show up because the way that he performed last week was atrocious and it was embarrassing. And we're also going to need Zach Charbonnet to show up. Well, his performance last week wasn't as bad and it wasn't as embarrassing. This rushing attack was putrid. It was bad and worse, or I should say from left to right on your screen, worse to bad. Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I'm not good at math, but something tells me 48 yards isn't good enough when it comes to that rushing attack. That yards per average needs to be higher. The long needs to be higher. This rushing attack has to be better because this offense has to be balanced. We work our best when opposing teams can't tell if we are going to run the football or pass the football. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet have to do well enough to at least keep this Rams team honest. Don't let the defense pin their ears back and get pressure on Sam. We've seen that Sam doesn't do well under pressure. So run the football effectively. Find a way to find a way. I don't know if it's Kenneth Walker who's going to be running back 1 in this game. I don't know if it's going to be Zach Charbonnet. But whichever guy is running the ball better, make sure that they get more touches. Obviously, more is to come. I got to talk about the last couple of players that we have on my watch list, as well as my final score prediction for tonight's game. But before we do that, I need to let you know about my good friends over at Rocket Money. New sponsor alert this week to the channel. Most of us know we should take control of our finances, but it's hard to know where to start. Rocket Money gives you the clarity and confidence to take that first step, helping you cut wasteful spending and take meaningful action toward your financial goals. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spendings, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over 880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Seahawks chat today. That's rocketmoney.com/Seahawks chat. rocketmoney.com/Seahawks chat. Thank you to Rocket Money. Excited for you to be a part of the family. My next Seahawk to watch is Uchenna Nwosu. Man, you've been pretty dang quiet. It feels like Nwosu has been doing a great job with the advanced analytics. What do I mean by that? Last matchup against the Rams, he did a great job of knocking a couple of balls down. He did a great job of getting pressure on Matt Stafford. What he didn't do a great job of, and what the rest of the Seahawks defense didn't do a great job of, was getting sacks. There were no sacks in the last matchup between the Seahawks and the Rams. That cannot happen. Matt Stafford is old, and he doesn't move around as well as he used to, so get pressure in his face. Get him on the ground. Do not allow him to be comfortable in that pocket. And this goes to everyone who's on your sack leaders list. Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, DeMarcus Lawrence, along with Uchenna Nwosu. They have got to step up in this matchup. Matt Stafford cannot be comfortable. He cannot be allowed to sit back in the pocket and sling the rock around. Find a way to make him uncomfortable like you did in quarters 2, 3, and 4, and don't let him repeat what happened in the first quarter to you. My last Seahawk to watch is going to be Devon Witherspoon. My reasoning for this is you got to find a way to stop that silky smooth receiver out there in LA. And of course, I'm talking about the only Puka Nacua. Now, he's got more receptions than JSN this year. Lottie frickin' da. He doesn't have more yards than our guy, and he doesn't have more touchdowns. I believe that the Seahawks are going to put Devon Witherspoon on Puka Nacua more than they had in the previous matchup. They are going to use him to try and shut down Puka Nacua. If Devon Witherspoon can go and have a big game and make Nakua's life absolutely hell, I think that the Seahawks have a real good shot at winning this game. The rest of the receivers, if Davante Adams is unable to go, do not scare me in LA. Find a way to shut down Nacua. And I think Devon Witherspoon can do that. Those were my 5 Seahawks to watch. Now I need to ask you, what do you think the final score tonight will be? Do you think that the Seahawks win in a blowout? Do you think the Seahawks win close? If you think that the Rams win, get out of the chat. Get out of the chat. Let me know who you think comes away with a final victory in this matchup down below in the comment section. I've got the Seahawks winning this game 24-21 over the Rams. It's going to be a close game, hard fought all the way throughout. Don't be shocked if Jason Myers has to nail another field goal as time expires for the Seahawks to get the victory. These are two very evenly matched teams. They both play great defense. They both play pretty well on offense. One quarterback, Matt Stafford, he seems to get all the love and all the attention. I think that our quarterback, Sam Darnold, proves a lot of haters wrong. Helps Seahawks get a victory. It puts us on the path to control our own path and our own opportunities to being the number 1 team in the NFC. Make sure that you come on in and like this video. Help us out. Do not forget to like the video. Remember, don't jinx us. Give the Seahawks an opportunity to win this game. And then join us later on tonight. It's going to be myself and Searle. We have a watch party that you do not want to miss out on. We're going to have a great time. Going to be a lot of fun. You want to be there. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you turn those notifications on so you get notified when we are about to go live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.